goodness, sis, I am so emotional right now, but for a good reason. Stay to the end. I was just listening to Fred Hammond, No Weapons, right? And the part that said God will do what he said he will do, just stand by his word, he'll come through, and that he's not a man that he should lie. Girl, what I tell you, I just got so emotional because as I was listening to it, I was feeding my son right here. And I just remember back in 2022, when I had those miscarriages, I had 3 miscarriages back to back. And all of these diagnoses that came out of nowhere, health issues that came out of nowhere, literally. And I just felt like there was an attack on, my body, on my marriage, on my fertility. And, by the time I end up conceiving him, which was in July, by the time I end up conceiving him, which was in July of 2024, I just felt hopeless, right? And it's so interesting because in June of 2024, God led me on this journey in the Bible to write down all these scriptures where it said that he was the open and closer of wombs, that he was the one that caused women back in those stories and times in the Bible to have children for whatever reason. It was always him. It never was, infertility. It never was this or it was that. And even when they called women barren, they'll say, like, this barren woman, blah, blah, blah. And then, she'll do something and that God was pleased by it or moved by it. And then he'll open her womb or he'll close other women's wombs. And I just realized that there's really, truly no such thing as barrenness, no such thing as being infertile, because God is an open and closer of wombs. He has a final say so. Who can conceive and who cannot? And so I'm listening to these doctors of these diagnoses, and I had thyroid issues, and then all of a sudden my blood sugar started acting crazy. I gained all this weight, being super tired, and then it just broke off of me after a while. As soon as it was broken off of me, I was able to conceive again and had him literally that next month. And so I just came on to say that God will do what he said he will do. You won't know when it's done. He is a God of mystery, to where he don't want you to know exactly what he's done, because then you'll have the same information as he does. And in the Bible with Adam and Eve, that don't go over too well, right? He wants that hierarchy where we lean on him and we need him and we are in our proper place. He wants us to have faith, right? And there can't be any faith if you know all his plans, if you know exactly what he knows, right? And if you can do exactly what he does. And so whatever you're going through, I don't care if it's a health issue, if you're ready to conceive and it's been hard for you, remember, God has the final say so, and he'll do what he said he promised you. Like, you got to stand on that word. It took my husband and I, we got married in 2020. We didn't birth our first child until 2025. That was a 5-year wait of a promise that God gave us. So do not give up. Listen to that song, Fred Hammond, No Weapons, as often as you need to, in order to stand on and to not get weary. God will do what he said he will do. And again, the weapons may form, but they will not prosper against God's promise. The enemy, he's tricky. He loves to steal, kill, and destroy. But don't let him. Do not let him prosper. The only time he will prosper is if you lose faith, if you lose hope, and you give up on God's promise and what he promised you. So don't do it, sis. Listen to that song, stand on his promise, write it every day, and just keep moving forward and keep believing that he's going to do what he says he's going to do.